بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sunday class, lesson number 5. Basic religious teachings, beliefs in prophet and messengers. Dear children, as soon as Sunday arrives, Sunday class surely comes to your mind. This is because we have spent 4 consecutive Sundays teaching you the most important aspects of faith in an organized manner. Children, think for a moment. Do you enjoy reading this lesson about religion? And are you feeling happy? If you feel joy in reading, listening to, and understanding this religious teaching, and you feel enjoyment too, then congratulations to you. You are truly a sincere Muslim. Always remember, your heart should never feel constrained when reading or listening the religious matter. Instead, you should read, listen to, and understand these things with joy. Let's get started with today's session. You know that in the Iman-e Mufassal, after believing Allah, believe in angels, and believe in the divine books, comes believe in the prophet sent by Allah. Remember that Allah sent prophets and messengers to the world for the guidance of humans, so that they could convey matters of faith to their nations and give them guidance. Many prophets, both great and small, came to this world. It is said that the 1,24,000 prophets were sent to this world. There could be a more or less than this number. The basic thing is to know about the prophet and messengers is that no person can become a prophet or messenger by their own will. A person becomes a prophet only when Allah appoints him as a prophet or messenger. The characteristics of the prophet and messenger is that Allah chooses them. Children, all the prophet and messenger that came taught their nations the messages of Tawheed. They told their people to worship only one God, Allah, and not associate anyone with him in worship. This is called Tawheed, and it is our fundamental belief. The second belief is in prophethood, meaning to believe in all the prophet and messengers that Allah sent to guide humanity and to accept they were all truthful and right. The third belief is in the hereafter, which all the prophet and messenger taught, saying that after death, people will be resurrected and their deeds will accounted for. Good deeds will be rewarded and bad deeds will be punished. These prophets commanded their nations to do good deeds and prohibited them from committing evil. Dear children, today inshallah we want to tell you that not all the names of the prophets and messengers are mentioned in the Quran. Only the names of a few prophets and messengers are mentioned. For your knowledge, we are listing some of the names of the prophet and messengers. We want our little children to remember the name of this famous and honorable prophet. Sadly, it's unfortunate that our Muslim children can remember the names of the players from cricket teams of various countries, but they do not remember the name of the prophets, messengers, caliphs, and companions. Come, let us sincerely remember the names of the prophet and messenger mentioned in the Quran Majid. Remember that the first prophet was Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, and the last messenger was our prophet Hazrat Mohammed Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, second Hazrat Idris alayhi salam, third one Hazrat Nuh, the fourth one Hazrat Hud, fifth one Hazrat Sauleh, sixth one Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, seventh one Hazrat Lut alayhi salatu wasalam, eighth one Hazrat Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam, the ninth one Hazrat Ishaq alayhi salatu wassalam. 10th one, Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam. 11th one, Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam. 12th one, Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salatu wassalam. 13th one, Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salatu wassalam. 14th one, Hazrat Zulkifl alayhi salatu wassalam. 15th one, Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. 16th one, Hazrat Harun alayhi salatu wassalam. 17th one, Hazrat Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam. 18th one, Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salatu wassalam. 19th one, Hazrat Ilyas alayhi salatu wassalam. 20, Hazrat Al-Yasa alayhi salatu wassalam. 21, Hazrat Yunus alayhi salatu wassalam. 22, Hazrat Zakaria alayhi salatu wassalam. 23, Hazrat Yahya alayhi salatu wassalam. 24, Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wassalam. 25, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Make sure you memorize all these prophet names. Okay? Dear children, when Allah sent a prophet and messengers to various nations, He granted them miracles. Here are some well-known miracles of a few prophets to help you to remember them. Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was given his staff. When Hazrat Musa alayhi salam struck the sea with his staff, 12 paths were formed through which the Bani Israel crossed. When Hazrat Musa alayhi salam struck a rock with his staff, 12 springs gushed forth, quenching the thirsts of the 12 tribes of the Bani Israel. Then Hazrat Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam was given to the ability to soften iron like wax in his hands. Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam could travel in the wind on his throne. Allah made the wind obedient to him as a miracle. The miracle of Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was that he could restore the sight of the by birth blind by merely touching his eyes. Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam could also bring the dead back to life by command of Allah, saying, "Arise by the permission of Allah," and the dead would rise. One of the miracles of the Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam was that he pointed at the moon and it split into two. This is called the miracle of the splitting of the moon. Shaqqul Qamar, Another miracle of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his journey in a part of the night from Masjidul Haram in Mecca to Masjidul Aqsa. All the Prophet offered a prayer behind our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he ascended to the 7 skies, and as far as it was destined, he went closer to Allah, and he returned with the gift of the 5 daily prayer for his ummah. This is known as the event of Mehrab. Children, always remember that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last prophet. After him, no prophet has come nor will come. He is the prophet for all the time until the day of judgment. Anyone who claims to be prophet after him is the biggest liar and deceiver. Children, now I'll explain 2 verses translation. The first one, Al-Baqarah 208. Do not follow in the footsteps of Shaitan. Remember, if we follow Shaitan, we'll become unsuccessful and lost. We must avoid following the footsteps of Shaitan. Now the second one, Al-Baqarah 282. And make witness when you engage in buying and selling. Dear children, the principle in business is that whenever a transaction is made, it should be written down and a witness should be present to avoid any future problems. Children, now I'll explain 2 Hadees translation. The first one, O child of Adam, spend your wealth on the needy and I will provide for you from my treasures. Children, if we spend on others, Allah will provide for us. On the day of judgment, the shade of the believer will be his charity. If you give charity in this world, it will act as a protective shade for us on the day of judgment. Now children, we saw the series of the account of prophets. Hazrat Sauleh alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah sent Hazrat Sauleh as a messenger to the people of Samud. The name of Hazrat Sauleh appears 9 times in the Quran Majid. The region between Hijaz and Syria, which is a vast plain, is the located known as Al-Hijr. And it was the land of the people of Samud. The people of Samud too worship idols. The Samud too were an arrogant nation, living in pride and boasting. This nation built grand buildings and competed with each other in doing so. Hazrat Sauleh prevented his nation from idol worship and commanded them to worship Allah, the One. However, the people rejected Hazrat Sauleh outright. Allah has blessed this nation with apparent glory, wealth, flourishing fields, and lush gardens. They possessed gold, silver, and grand buildings, and their lands were abundant with fruit. They had abundant rivers and springs. They were strong and healthy people. Hazrat Sauleh commanded his people to be grateful for Allah's blessing, but they remained ungrateful, prideful, and arrogant. Hazrat Sauleh kept advising his nation, but the people ignored him, opposed him, and continued to do evil. The Samud said to Hazrat Sauleh, if you bring forth a live she-camel from a rock, we'll believe in you. Allah granted Hazrat Sauleh this miracle, and a living she-camel emerged from the rock. Yet even after witnessing this miracle, they refused to believe. The people killed the she-camel, and so Allah's punishment came upon them. Children, now explain good morals, forgiveness. In this world, it is inevitable that one person will cause harm to another at some point. In such situation, Islam teaches us to forgive those who wrong us. The Quran highlights the good character of the companion by stating that they were forgiving toward others. The Prophet Muhammad taught us to forgive those who wrong us. The Prophet Muhammad said, if a person forgives someone who has wounded him, Allah will elevate his status and forgive his sins. Now I'll explain life etiquettes. A few etiquettes for applying perfume. Children, the first point is the perfume should be smelled. Second one, if possible, one should use musk and amber. Third one, men should use masculine perfume and women should use feminine one. The fourth one, perfume should be applied to the head and beard. The fifth one should take perfume in their palm, rub it between the hands, and then apply it to beard. Now let's explain Shariat issue, things that invalidate the ablution. These are called the nawaqidul wudu, things that bring ablution. The first one, passing stool, urine, or anything else from either of the two exits. Passing gas from the rear. Third one, bleeding or discharge of pus for any part of the body. Fourth one, vomiting a mouthful. Fifth one, sleeping while laying down or resting against something. Sixth one, fainting due to illness or any other reason. Seventh one, losing one's sanity, becoming insane. Eighth one, laughing out loud during prayer. Children, all these things invalidate ablution. Now I'll explain Azkaar of prayer, the Surah Al-Falaq translation. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of daybreak, from the evil of what he has created, and from the evil of the night when it grows dark, and from the evil of the blowers reciting in knots, and from the evil of the envious one when he invites. Dear children, learn to win answering the question. Our question, your answer. Are you ready, children? Let's do it. The first question, in Iman Mufassal, which belief is mentioned next after belief in the divine book? Second question, do you firmly intend to remember the names of the prophets and messenger mentioned in the Quran? The third question, write the name of the 10 famous prophet. Fourth one, who is referred to as the second Adam. Fifth one, mention one miracle of Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Sixth question, mention one miracle of Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. Seventh one, mention one miracle of Hazrat Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. Eighth one, mention one miracle of Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. Ninth one, mention one miracle of Hazrat Mohammed Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Tenth one, in the event of Mehrab, where did our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam first travel to after leaving the Masjidul Haram in Mecca, and who prayed there under his leadership? 11th one, to which nation was Hazrat Sauleh alayhi salatu wasalam sent as a messenger? 12th one, mention two etiquettes of applying perfume. 13th one, mention two things that invalidate ablution. 14th one, how many times is Hazrat Sauleh alayhi salatu wasalam mentioned in the Quran Majid? 5th one, which prophet and nation are associated with the she-camel? Make sure give the correct answer. Okay, dear children, class is dismissed. I'll see you next Sunday. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.